Hello and welcome back to Slumber Party. It's your host, Tim Murray. And today we finally have a homosexual on the pod. I know you've all been waiting, begging me, please talk about something gay. Please get a gay person. So I reached to the very bottom of the barrel and grabbed out my good Judy, my one and only. Rosie O'Donnell is here. Please welcome to the stage Rosie O'Donnell, Michael Henry.
Hello, hello, koosh, koosh, koosh,
Koosh for
koosh,
you and a
koosh,
koosh for
koosh.
you.
You get a
Koosh,
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 you
koosh.
get a koosh.
Now, Michael Henry,
Yeah.
YouTube sensation, comedian
Oh,
extraordinaire. You're enjoying yourself a nice English muffin, are we?
yeah.
I love it. I love to see it. Perfect.
Mm. I hope
Mm.
somebody with an English muffin kink messages me.
Well, we know there's a lot of cream cheese kinks.
Oh, really?
Well, if it's a euphemism, yeah.
Oh, baby. Ugh.
Oh,
Ooh,
ooh,
ooh. That's a range of
ooh.
emotions for me. Like, am I into it?
Let's safe
Sure.
to assume yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Michael, we both live in the same neighborhood in Los Feliz, and I gotta tell you, I've been feeling unsafe lately. I just saw a coyote walk right by me, almost get hit by a bunch of cars, and then go right by my neighbor's teeny tiny little dog. I was like, "There's a coyote
Wow.
up there. You better be careful." And the guy was like, "Yeah, yeah, whatever." I'm like,
Oh.
"Are we not scared of coyotes?"
Um, Coyotes should be scared of me.
That's why they, but both of us, that's why they call us Coyote Ugly.
Can't fight the moonlight, baby.
Oh, baby. No, what? Do we order water in here? No, no way.
You know what? I am a little bit scared of coyotes, but also I'm like, they rule the land. This is their land. I'm not really supposed to be here. They are. There's mountain
That's
lions
true.
right by us too, because we're right by Griffith Park. Like, this is their land. We're the people that are bad. They have every right to kill us and like take over our apartments and start podcasts. If they're right, we don't really
if
have
you
that.
if you get murdered by a coyote, that's what they're gonna play on the news. They're gonna be like, well, he said he's fine with it. He said they're good, and I deserve it. You're
Mhm.
right. You're right. We're
Coyote takes over Slumber Party and revamps it to its millions of subscribers.
Coyotes make it truly popular.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that would be my luck. Okay, but then the
Oh.
other insane thing that happened last night at like midnight, I'm texting you, I'm rewatching Real Housewives of Salt Lake City because it was so good. I'm
Mhm.
rewatching, and this man, I hear this man screaming outside my apartment, like bloody murder screaming. And I was like, what's going on? I guess I'm maybe the only person awake at midnight on a Tuesday night on my block because my lights are on. You could probably hear my TV.
Uh-huh.
He comes up to my door, starts banging on my door, like ringing the doorbell over and over and over and over again. Ding, 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 ding. And he's screaming, I know you're in there. I know you're in there. Come help me. I was
Is
like
it
so
Pete?
scared. It was you. Yeah.
It was Pete Zayas.
Oh, it's Pete. Yeah.
Mm.
I said, Pete, not again.
Yeah.
I can't be doing this every night at midnight. I know
Mhm.
you're obsessed with me, but let's make
Yeah.
plans to hang out.
He doesn't like that.
He doesn't like that. He likes to show up at midnight. He's screaming at me, and it was so bad, Michael, to the point where I was like, I think I need to say something because I was worried he was gonna like throw a rock through the window. Like he
So
could
what's
tell I
the
was.
deal? Was he a crazy person?
Yeah, he was like really losing his mind, and I opened the like little peephole, and I was like, what can I help you with? And he was like, is something going on in the world? That's what he said.
Oh my
A-
goodness.
And I was like, well, yeah, Britney's free. A whole Jen Shaw thing. There's a lot going
Subscribe to my podcast.
I have a
Um,
Patreon. Really helps support my
and he ran off
podcast.
into the woods after that.
he, he said, "Eat me, coyotes! Eat me now! Take me, take me!"
Mhm.
No, he goes, "Is there anything going on in the world?" And I was like, "No, everything's okay. Like I think everything's okay." and just trying to like kind of talk him down. I was like honestly fearful for my life. And he was like really having like an episode. And then he goes, I'm not doing well. You need to, can I have your phone to call my mom? And I was like, no, no, I need you
Mm-mm.
to go somewhere else to get help. Like, this is, you're scaring me, is what I said. And he was like, okay, will you at least call the police? I'm scared. I'm scared of what I might do. It was like really scary. So I called the police because he told me to. And I was like, and he was like, I'll wait here. I was like, I'd appreciate if you wait on the corner. Please don't wait outside in front of my house. And then luckily he just went away. And I do feel bad for him, but at the same time, like, you can't let strangers into your house.
No. Well, I mean, I have. I mean, I have, I met people on apps and I've let them into my house. I've let them into my body. Um, and then I call the cops.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't top me right. Get him out of here.
Arrest him, lock him
Arrest
up.
him, officer. Zip tie this bitch. He went limp. Didn't even come. And then
He pounded
thankfully,
me very softly. I don't like that.
no. And I needed for at least an hour. So you go after
Also,
that, boom.
also, if you talk afterwards, you deserve to be arrested. If we met on an app, don't chit chat with me. Get out of my apartment.
Oh, I'm big on the afterwards chit chat.
What?
I want to
Why?
know because I want to know like what job they have, how do you afford this place, where did you get your furniture? I want more of the backstory.
But isn't it tragic when it's like the backstory's upsetting? Like they say they're a comedian or something horrible like that.
Well, I don't mess with those. Please. I don't know one comedian that hooks up with a comedian. Please.
Police. This guy hit on me at Akbar recently, and he gave me his phone number and his name, so I was able to like look him up and found him on Instagram and saw that he was a comedian, and I was like,
Block.
obviously blocked. Like obviously you're getting blocked. Why would I ever? Why would I want to show up at a comedy show with somebody that I've hooked up with before? This is not ideal.
Yeah, it's already a tragedy. Why make it worse?
But normally I find most of the time these guys that I'm desiring to hook up with are not fun or interesting.
Well, I don't care about that. I don't care if they're fun or interesting. I want to know. Um, I want to know like when did they buy this? When was the what was the resale? Like what how was the return on investment? Like I
You
like to
want a
know
real
about the real
estate.
estate. That's the backstory I want. Who sold this to? Who's your agent? Real
Oh
estate
my
agent.
god. For that I just go down to the building manager. I don't want to be talking to that guy anymore.
See, that's your problem. You're still hooking up with people who have apartments. Okay, you gotta hook up with
Oh,
people who have houses.
full houses. Okay, you're right. Full houses. I did try to hook up with a guy one time who lived in one of these mansions, like in like the Los Feliz, like by Kristen Bell. Like I walk up there and I'm like, these are like literally like $50 million homes.
Uh huh.
This guy, I think he must have like his parents must have owned it and they must be rich or something. And unfortunately, after chatting for a while and then kissing, he did say, I'm not feeling this. And he left. And I'm thinking it's because I'm poor.
It could be that.
Because, honey, it wasn't the kissing. It wasn't the kissing.
Of course, it wasn't. It was obviously the apartment.
Um, 100%.
Apartments are a buzzkill.
Apartments really are a buzzkill, but not mine. Mine's gorgeous. Yours is nice too, I would say.
Mine is cute, but I still prefer to go to their place.
Yeah, I don't want people in and around my home.
I don't want people in under my bed sheets.
Ew, no, that's how you get scabies.
I had bed bugs. I've had bed bugs before, and let me tell you, I would rather almost be celibate.
Honestly, yeah. Bed bugs was like a huge thing when I was first living in New York, and my friends who got it, it like ruined their lives for months. They had to like
You
pay
never had
so
it?
much money. No, honey, I'm very cleanly.
You told me you lived in a basement.
Okay, true. It's shocking that I've never. It's actually really shocking that I've never had bed bugs.
Yeah, it is kind of surprising. End of story.
End of story. Yeah. True. True.
Yeah.
Okay, girl, let's dive in. Let's start with Drag Race UK. What are you
Okay.
feeling? What are you thinking? What are your thoughts?
I'm watching. At this rate, I feel like when I'm watching right now, watching UK and Canada, it's kind of um, like maybe a long-term relationship that I'm in right now, and it's like, okay, yeah, we usually do go to the farmers market on Sunday, and then yeah, we normally do this thing, watch uh um Rescue 911 on Wednesdays, and yeah, it's kind of like, okay, going through the motions because I'm comfortable and used to this. Am I excited? No. uh am I getting off? No. It's kind of like, uh it's fine.
Yeah, it is what it is. That's how I feel too. It's like weirdly, I'm still this is how I used to watch the TV show Smash as well. I'm still excited for it to come on every time.
Yeah.
Every time I sit down to watch to pull up Drag Race, no matter what the franchise, I'm always like, ooh, I have a new episode to watch. This is exciting. And then as I'm watching, so like that like dopamine rush still hits. Then as I'm watching it, I feel the same as you. I'm like, I guess I'm really going through the motions here. I'm not feeling there's no Kylie Sonique love. Like there's no like All Star 6 was so exciting. And this just
There's
really doesn't have that.
yeah, All Star 6 I was just obsessed with. Even though I have a friend right now that's hated All Star 6 and is obsessed with this season of Canada, and I'm like,
Cut them out.
um
Cut them out. That sounds like a
okay,
dumb person. I'm not
cut the cameras, dead
full shade.
ass.
Cut the cameras, dead ass. Cut the friendship, dead ass. That
I'm
sounds
like,
like a deranged person. That sounds like the person who was ringing my doorbell last
he's a
night.
model.
What? Okay, well, say no more.
Yes. I mean, he's gorgeous. And so maybe that's skewing his taste.
Yeah, if you're really, really gorgeous, I don't really want your opinions on pop culture. Except for
No.
you and me. Except for you and me.
I want every opinion you've got about me, but nothing about pop
Yeah, I gotta agree. It's like I was excited at first because I thought it was fun. I was really liking for me it was like, ooh, this will be fun. Like the AFAB Queen versus Crystal Versace, who's like the next Violet Chachi, versus Charity Case, who is like a very cool monstery Sharon Needles 2021 kind of drag queen.
culture.
And it just really hasn't unfolded that way. It's been really like honestly,
It's
Crystal
devolved
Versace's
instead of
yeah,
evolved.
yeah. And like the the dolls didn't really show up like you want them to. Like the Snatch Game wasn't good. That lip sync with Teresa May and River was really, really bad. And I think Rue did the right thing by being like, okay, this is not a production shenanigan. You guys just really were so bad. We have to send you both home.
They were both really bad. They should honestly, Ruth should have said, "You all should go home." Like
Everybody,
this season is done. Yeah,
we're gonna
honestly.
wrap here. This is a mess. No one gets that would be a real gag if Rue was like, you none of you showed me what it takes to be the next America's
Well,
Next Drag
honestly, I could
Superstar.
tell sometimes when Rue was lying and saying like someone did well when they didn't, just
Mm-hmm.
because they have to lie. I mean, I don't know. I'm watching it and I'm kind of like, with Canada and this season of UK, I'm like, these are all young amateurs. I'm not watching anybody that's at the top of their game. And that's what's frustrating to watch.
I agree completely because it used to be top of their game.
There
Like
used to be queens that were like, I've been in the game for 12, 20 years, mixed with queens that have been like, I've been doing this for like 4 months. And then it's like, okay, But now it's like UK and Canada, it's mostly queens that are 22 that have been doing it for like just like 2 or 3 years. And it's like it's not as entertaining to watch because nobody is like an expert yet.
yeah, it's honestly very frustrating. Our drag queen friend Lyle, and he and I were talking on the phone last night, and was saying that Elle of a Day reached out to Lyle like less than 2 years ago, a DM'd on Instagram being like, I love your drag, I love your makeup. Have any tips for getting into drag? So that girl's been doing drag less than 2 years, and now she's on RuPaul's Drag Race in the top four. And it's just like I'm just not getting the grit and the fun that we used to get from the show. I need
Hmm.
like
It's
that's why
all,
watching Kylie was so fun.
and it's like I feel like we're watching actors or comedians or dancers who have pivoted to drag
Mhm.
to because that's like there's so many shows about it.
I agree. And don't show me a pivot. Don't show me a ball change. Show me
No.
a lifelong. That's what I love about the show. I want to watch someone who is born to be a drag queen. That's what I always say about
Yes.
season 9. The reason I was rooting for Shea Coulee and Trinity the Tuck was I felt like these girls, especially Trinity the Tuck, is born to be a drag queen. Like that's all she can
Yes.
do. Whereas Sasha Velour, while that was an iconic moment, she could be an art director or a theater director or
Hmm.
something. I like the dolls, which no shade, like that's fierce too. Like I feel like Benda Creme and Jinx Monsoon are like that, and I love those queens. But
Hmm.
I love watching the show for like people who their place in the world is only drag.
Yeah. I like that. Like Tamisha Iman.
That exactly that. I want to
Like
watch
she
a
is
drag
she's definitely not
queen.
made for social media because I can't make heads or tails of what she's saying on there. But she was definitely made to be a drag queen, and it is when she's doing drag, she is entertaining, and she's giving me all the right commentary, and that's why she's so opinionated and livid about certain things, is because she takes drag so seriously. You know, that's why she
Yeah.
pops up on Instagram over every little thing, but that's like not really the way it is now. Like social media, everybody's being a little catty and whatever, but she takes it all to heart.
I agree completely. And now that I'm getting into the Real Housewives, I will say my big gripe with turning back to Drag Race after watching a Housewives episode, where's the drama? I don't need the girls to be at each other's throats, but I need some hefty competition drama. You know, if we're kumbayaing all the time, I'm bored.
I love drama, I love it. I mean, you've seen me after a couple glasses of rosé.
You are your own reality TV show. 100%. You're here for the drama.
I'm very much uh, stirring the pot. As Sonia Morgan would say, I'm the straw that stirs the drink.
I just heard her say that for the first time on season 3, and my jaw was on the floor. I was
She
like,
has
"This is
one of her other taglines that's really good is my yacht may have sailed, but my ship is coming in.
okay." That's honestly really good. I'm I
Or
I love that.
actually, her best one ever is sometimes Sonia just has to go commando.
This is so stupid. That show is
and it's
so.
just, and her graphic is just her like running down the street in New York City, with a power walk. Sometimes Sonia just has to go commando. It's like, what is that? Wasn't even something I think she ever said in the show that like went that took off, and she's like, I'm gonna use this for my tagline.
Oh my god, that is so stupid. That show really borders genius and stupid at the same time.
It's one of those shows where it's either lightning in a bottle or kind of a flop.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is like that. Like, we'll get into it, but this week episode of Salt Lake City, Lightning in a Bottle,
Yeah.
I'm going back and I'm trying to watch some episodes of season 3 of New York, and it's kind of a flop, I will say. I'm like,
That's because it was a different show back then.
it feels like a different show. It's like really, really, if you know what it is, it's very much the Perez Hilton era. It's
Okay,
like
yeah.
if we could be as nasty as possible on here, more people are going to click, watch, enjoy. And
Hmm.
now I think they figured out a nice balance with that, where it's like you got a Heather Gay, you got some. My favorite parts of the show are like I do live for the drama. Don't get me wrong, but I also like a little breather from it to watch the women like stumbling around in heels or like watch Meredith
Mm.
Marks in a bathtub with like like silly stuff on her face, or like I love when they had Luann doing her song, like that campy factor. I need more of
Yes.
that. And what I'm watching in New York is truly just these women just being like so ungodly brutal, over the top brutal to each other,
Hmm. Well,
to the
if
point
you
where it's
could,
like not
yeah.
fun.
Well, if you could believe it, that's an era before social media, really. I mean, season three, I think that must have been what, in like maybe 2007 or something, 2008, if that. And they were just taking themselves way too seriously
Very
because
that.
this is the only opportunity that they have to broadcast themselves. Now you can
Yeah.
say something stupid and apologize on social media or kind of redirect. This was their social media. This was them showcasing anything. So they were taking themselves too seriously, or something seemed manufactured, like Joel versus Bethany. Um, but these days, like, I mean, even back then, the backdrops in their interviews was like their real homes. Now it's just like a generic canvas of a luxurious house.
It's like a Zoom background.
Exactly. But um, I mean, I still like the older seasons, but it it evolves. When a show's been on for because I've been watching since it started. I've been watching since OC started, and I've watched every single episode of every single franchise.
OC is the very first one.
Yeah. OC, New York, Atlanta, New Jersey, and then I think they tried DC and that didn't last. And then then there's Beverly Hills, and yeah, it all went buck wild.
And you were showing me Miami this week, which was really
What did
lit.
you think?
I loved that. What you showed me in Miami, I love. My favorite parts of it, I love I love seeing the fabulous like costumes, houses. I want to see the luxurious life, which is my other problem with New York is like you could be a billionaire in New York and it still looks like it's not
Broke.
impressive to look at on TV. It's still a shitty
No.
apartment, even if
Yeah,
it's huge for New York. It's still not exciting to look at. It still looks like a shoebox.
exactly. Like on
And like
Potomac, they were like, this huge mansion is $1 million. It's like, okay,
right.
$1 million in New York, I think you could get a studio.
Yeah, very that, very that. Yeah. So I'm not like the vibe is just off for me for some reason.
Hmm.
So I think I'm gonna try like Beverly Hills or something next. But I'm loving Miami. I
Watch my.
love
I'm telling you, you want to get involved in a show that's right out the gate. Season two of Miami, season three, and then the reboot. The reboot is starting soon.
I'm excited to watch the reboot with you. I think that's gonna be really fun.
It's gonna be. I really hope it's good. I mean, everybody's upset that Adriana is demoted, so we'll see what happens there.
We'll see what happens. She was definitely making me laugh in the app you showed
She's
me.
hysterical.
Um, okay, let's talk Salt Lake City.
Yeah,
I mean, this is the franchise that got me into this is the version that got me into the franchise. I cannot get enough. I'm obsessed with these women. For me, there's not a weak link in the cast. Proven by Jenny this week that she's a contender to be on
yeah.
this season.
Well, you don't like
By
Angie.
Angie's not it. Angie is not. She's not a housewife. She's a friend of, and she's barely anything to me.
You know
Angie
that
is
she's
like if Sarah Paulson was a wet blanket. It's
poor
it's a pass.
Angie. She eats Chick-fil-A, so I can't. I don't like that.
Yeah, get her out of here.
Get out of here.
And
And
I don't like when I feel like the girls are produced and I smell inauthenticity in Angie. I smell her gunning hard for the housewife position. And it's annoying.
mm, yeah, I'm sure, and you know she's seething. She's ripping her extensions out. The fact that she wasn't on that bus.
I mean, that for Jenny, like, I wonder if Angie like had a friend's wedding or a conflict or something where she couldn't go to Vale, and she's probably just like gonna be resentful of that conflict for the rest of her life.
Like it was her daughter's birthday or
It was
something.
her daughter's
For the
birthday.
rest of her life, she's just on her daughter's birthday. She's just like, "Fuck you." I
Fuck.
fuck you. I wasn't there when the SWAT team was there because of you.
You stopped me from being a permanent housewife.
Uh
I
huh.
mean, what must have been going through Jenny's head in that moment? She must have literally been like, oh my God, this means I'm going to be a full time housewife. Like, this is the clincher. How exciting.
It must have. I mean, a part of me wonders if it was already decided or what, but it doesn't make sense why she wasn't. Why? I mean, yeah, I like Jenny, and I just love her commentary. She's like, "Chill out. Who cares?" You
Yeah.
know.
And I love that he was so like eager to eat the snacks on the bus. For those of you who don't know what we're talking about, on Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, even if you don't watch the show, which I never had until like 3 weeks ago, you need to look up this news story. It is truly insane. This woman named Jen Shah on the franchise is gets the SWAT team comes and Homeland Security comes while they're filming to nab her because her and her business partner have allegedly been scamming elderly people out
Hmm.
of their money. And it was really, really riveting television.
And Whitney knew every bit of how the scam can go down.
That was making me laugh. That was the best part of the episode for me.
Like Whitney was close to pulling down a dry erase board and doing the formula for them. Like, this is how you do it. This is how you buy their socials, and then this is how you sell it to an elderly person. Like, this is how you. And then it's
Isn't that
like,
horrible?
yeah, and then everyone's like, okay, Whitney,
All
wow, yeah,
right.
makes
Makes sense. Makes sense.
yeah.
That's why I like Whitney so much. I love this version of the show so much because there's a version of Whitney that could have filmed this 10 years ago or whatever when reality TV was a different thing and could
Hmm.
have played the dumb angle really easily.
Yeah.
Like she could have been a ditz. She's blonde, she's hot, she's young. She could have been like trying too hard to be like
Hmm.
Alyssa Edwards, you know what I mean? Being like, I don't know words, or like,
Right.
and
Hmm.
instead she's like, no, she's just being herself, which is like smart and a little conspiracy theorist.
Yeah.
And it's so good
What?
when Lisa Barlow is like, do you think she could go to jail? And Whitney just goes with full confidence, she's going to go to prison.
She's going to jail.
She's
Yeah.
going to jail. She's going to jail.
I mean, Lisa was pretty hysterical too, calling like honestly, just looking at her, calling all six of her lawyers, like that's a character.
That really is.
And crying and saying to each, I'm shaking. I'm literally shaking as you're not shaking.
Not shaking.
And just this soundbite that they got of each lawyer that she was talking to, like it was just so funny.
The whole thing, everything about that episode was making me laugh, like extreme tension and drama, and then the funniest possible reactions. Jenny eating the Cheetos and drinking a beer, not caring.
Honestly, I was kind of surprised by Heather.
Me
Like,
too.
I was surprised that Heather was so kind of like, girl, get with it. This she's arrested. She's in trouble. She's, like I was surprised Heather was so slow on the uptake.
Yeah, and I'm really pretty shocked that she's being such a steadfast friend. Part of me, I get it. Like if one of your best friends is in trouble, does something bad, whatever, you do stick by their side if you're a loyal person. But also part of me is like, girl, you got to think about your own business and your own career. Like this, if this is true and she is guilty, this is really not a good look to be supporting somebody who scams elderly people out of their money.
I mean, I it is kind of surprising how Heather is still so team Jen Shah. I mean, I guess she seems to be loyal through and through no matter what in general. Like I want to be friends with Heather. Like she is
So
the friend
bad.
that will help you hide the body and come up with an alibi and everything. Like she's with it and she'll give you Botox after she helps you hide the body. So,
Exactly.
so she's a good friend to have. But me, if I found out that a friend of mine was scamming elderly people, to me, I would be like, you're a liar, and you know how I feel about liars.
You love them. You
I
can't
love
get
them,
enough.
love them. Give me the full fantasy. Who? What's your name? Oh, it's different now. Okay. Um,
Yeah,
like
you do not like liars.
hate dishonesty. So if I feel like you've been scamming elderly people, fraudulent, to me, that means you're a liar. And if you're lying about that, what are you lying to me about? So to me, that ends up being like, no, 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 you're done. I mean, I've cut people out of my life for a lot less. I've cut people out of my life just because they don't want to get vaccinated. I've cut people out of my life just because they don't like going to the Thai restaurant that I like to go to.
That's why I had to learn to ship up or shape out about a crispy pork
Crispy
gang. I
pork
said,
gang,
all
baby.
right, if you like it, I guess I got to do it.
Get and you're happy. And
And
you're
I'm
happy.
happy. Now I'm happy. Your Housewives tagline would be, if you're dishonest with me, I'm going to diss you.
I'm if you're dishonest with me, I'm honestly gonna diss you.
That's good. That's better. That's really good.
I like that.
Honey, if you're lying on me, you better bring the good dick.
If you're gonna lie on me, you at least better be a good lay.
Very that okay. You're a professional. They need to be hiring you to write the taglines. These punch ups. I love it.
These are punch ups, baby.
Honey, baby,
Put
we're
me in the room.
workshopping. Put me in the room. Put me in the room. Okay, what do you think? Do you think the only thing she's guilty of is being Shah amazing? Or do you think she's guilty of fraud? Or do you think we're going to get a Shah Shank redemption?
I've never seen Shawshank Redemption, so I'm not completely sure. Um, but I think that you know what? After seeing that episode and all, I feel like her job comes up a lot. I'm still confused. I'm still confused what the job is. I'm still confused what the crime is. And she's talking about, like, I'm not sure what's going on. Is she it's not like she like punched somebody in the face or like robbed a bank. Like I'm like, is this how big of a crime is this?
I
Is
know
it something you
it's.
can weasel your way out of with a good act with a good lawyer?
I think if she has a really good lawyer and she can prove ignorance that she like didn't know this was happening, she maybe can get away with like a large fine or something. Um, but if they have proof that she had knowledge of this,
Mm-hmm.
literally she could go to jail for 30 years.
Oh my god.
That's what they were saying. Like, I don't think it will be that. I think if she gets a sentence, it'll be much, much, much shorter than that. But I think the amount of money it could
I
like.
I think that there's no way she's gonna go to jail for 30 years. But I mean, Teresa in New Jersey went to jail for like a year or so because of fraud. So if this is fraud, she could go to jail for, even if she went to jail for a year, that's pretty mage.
That is really mage. I don't know. It's really listener DM us. Tell us what you think is going to go down. Any lawyers out there listening, tell us what you think is going to happen. If you're one of Lisa Barlow's 6 lawyers, please reach out.
Please, you know she's probably got 8 lawyers now. Only
16 at this point.
yes, double it up. I mean, after the episode's here, she's like, I need another lawyer.
Do you
I'm
think
shaking. I'm shaking.
I'm literally shaking. Do you think she invested in one of Jen's projects or something? Why was she freaking out so hard for herself?
I know it definitely made me wonder if maybe if she invested in something of hers or gave her money, or maybe she like inquired and got the real lowdown on what the jobs were that she was doing, because maybe she was gonna just dabble. Who knows? I mean, even Lisa, I'm a little bit wondering, how do you have all this money? Like some of these people have all this money, I'm not getting. Like, you have a liquor line. Um, what else?
Right. Fresh Wolf. Her
Fresh
children's
Wolf.
Fresh Wolf, her children's grooming line.
And I love that Lisa's kids did not want Jen there, apparently.
That is so funny. That was really good drama. That was really good. Okay, yeah, she's got the
That's why
liquor thing. Say
I
again.
don't totally understand Lisa. I don't totally understand Lisa. Like, what if you buddied up with her? Why didn't you invite her? Like, it didn't make a lot of sense.
I know she's an odd one, but really good TV for me. Really good TV, and she
That's the
does.
thing. I don't really want to be friends. Yeah. Go on.
She does have that also, like she does like basically marketing, like party promotions and stuff. She's like a
Mm,
party promoter. She's like, come in, I'll get you the VIP
yeah.
of these things. And you can make a lot of money doing that because a lot of people will, I think, will pay a lot to like get the VIP treatment. So that business, I think, probably does really well for her. But I wonder if Jen had been trying to convince her to get involved in what she was doing. And I would
Mm,
assume Lisa just didn't really understand it and maybe was talking like, yeah, if this is going to make me money, I'm interested
mm.
in learning more. And that's probably why she was freaking out.
Well, let's get to the bathtub.
Honey, funniest scene in TV.
That was the fun of the funniest scenes because since I've been watching Real Housewives for years and years and years, I know that there have been bathtub scenes before. Like um, Karen on Potomac, Tamara in OC, and it's always with their husband, and it's a romantic scene, bubble bath, and then to watch this, Meredith drunk in the tub, bubbles everywhere, and having Christian Mary eyeball in her. Like that was just hysterical, and Meredith just, "Oh, so crazy, isn't it? Oh, wow, I'm not surprised."
I was so drunk. The empty glass of champagne behind her was sending me. And
That was perfect set design.
perfect set design. The Santa Claus bubble bath beard that
Beard.
was forming on her as she's talking about how their friend might go to prison for 30 years was just really the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
And Mary just gives the best facial reactions out of anybody I've ever seen. Like Michael
Ever.
Lucid is the only one that could rival her.
Mary is playing for the back row. She is like
100.
she's on a theater stage.
Yeah,
Just
she's
giving.
performing for the mezzanine for sure. She's
When she said, "Let me digest," Meredith, let me digest.
Yeah,
I was dying
yeah.
laughing. Okay, I've got to
And
let you go
Meredith
soon.
just like,
Meredith just nodding her
I
head.
just love it.
I gotta let you go soon, but real quick, what are we feeling about Canada's Drag Race?
Yeah, I think that that's what's hard right now is that there's just so many drag races, and now everybody thinks they know how the sausage is made, so that's how they're making the sausage. And it's a little bit like it is formulaic. It's too much. I saw it post today, and it had an image. It was like all the eight queens have won this year. I'm like, eight? There's been eight different seasons of Drag Race this year alone.
That's
I feel a little bit
a
like,
lot.
wow. But before this year, I never thought I was getting too much Drag Race, but now I'm a little bit like, wow, maybe it is a lot.
Yeah, maybe we could cut back just a tad. Like the fact that one of these girls on season 2 is gonna reign with Priyanka, that doesn't seem
Yeah,
right with me. Like Priyanka is such a star, and nobody on this season is that level of like stardom.
yeah. I don't know of one yet, at least.
Okay, we gotta wrap up. Where can the people follow you on socials?
Oh, they can find me at Michael Henry 915 on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and if you type in Michael Henry Gay on YouTube, I'll pop up.
Great. And you can follow me at T Murray06 on all platforms. Come check us out in Chicago, December 8th. Michael and I are going to be doing our stand-up show there. Get into it.
Yes.
Yes, we're very excited. All right, listeners, thanks for joining us.
Bye.
Bye.